So Deadfall Returns is the new zombie multiplayer title coming to mobile, and it's rather interesting to say the least. Today I want to discuss how would players fare in this gruesome world of deadly zombies. Welcome to Kinetic Inc. It's your host KSD TV, and if you're new here, then I'm your source for news, guides, gameplays for PC and mobile RPGs. In today's video, I actually want to give you my first impression and thoughts on Deadfall Returns after my first few hours in the game closed beta for the summer, and see how will it be when it finally releases, and speak on some of the gameplay mechanics and features that makes up most of the game, which this game is pretty simple, so it's not too much in depth that we'll need to go into this closed beta. So first things first, I want to talk about is what exactly is Deadfall Returns. Giant Networks Deadfall Returns is a zombie shooter made in Unreal Engine 4, so the graphics are pretty up there. Inspired by the hit zombie game and actually one of my favorite childhood games, Left 4 Dead. This game is essentially a massive multiplayer cooperative game where you could take on the role of a survivor during a zombie pandemic. You are able to rescue trapped people, conquer quests, and gather weapons and equipment, and you are able to rescue trapped like you would in any other zombie survival type of game. Now, Deadfall Returns aims to have a massive storyline, which so far as in chapter 1, there should be at least like 10 good chapters. So these are enough chapters that really level you up as much as you can before you jump into the multiplayer aspect of the game. There is a lot of strategy, there's a lot of tactical planning, and of course there is a little bit of realistic shooting. You do get two different shooting styles, whether you're shooting from the hip or you can have a little bit more advanced controls through the aiming part of the game. The graphics are definitely high quality thanks to Unreal Engine 4, so it definitely does look good just for something to be on a mobile game, and it is a little bit buggy sometimes, but thanks to them working out the different kinks throughout the last closed beta, it has been completely optimized for all of your Android devices, and they also have created a bigger map size for us to explore. Now, let's talk about the gameplays, the features, anything of that nature. The queue times I do want to talk about are completely insane. Like, I literally waited for 2 whole hours just to enter the game. But we're not even going to talk about the fact of how I've waited almost 3 or 4 days just to play the game on my emulator, which I use the emulator LD Player 4. I kept trying to play this game and started up, and I just got stuck on the Unreal Engine screen until I finally used the Android device, thanks to using my girlfriend's Android device, and it worked like that. But then I got stuck in the queue times of like 2 people, and then it went down to 1, and I was stuck at literally 1 queue for almost 2 or so hours just to get into this game. So either A, it told me everyone's really loving this closed beta, or there is something wrong with the servers. But I'm gonna go with the fact of I'm pretty sure a lot of people are really loving this game. But after a couple restarts here and there and doing a little bit of magic work, I was able to actually play the game. And now let's talk about exactly the features that you will be expecting to see in this game. So there are currently 4 survivors by the name of Ryan, which he will be your starting agent, basically the versatile character to get you through everything. He's that jack of all trades, can do almost everything, get everything done. Then you have Sonia, Olivia, and Kyle. Now, each agent has a different playstyle. Whether you want to help support the team, you can play as Olivia. If you want to focus more on AoE burst damage, then Sonia is up your alley. Or someone who is a little more focused on long range distance fighting, then Kyle is your guy with the sniper rifle. And Brian, like I said, is your starter pack agent. He's very versatile in most scenarios, and he can be used for almost anything. As far as I know, those are the only 4 characters in the game. Now, hopefully, throughout the livelihood of Deadfall Returns, they actually begin to create more characters or throw them in the little battle pass, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. Next thing is the actual zombies. The whole point of this game is some of the main zombies are pretty weak, but until they start getting into like groups, giving you that same Left 4 Dead vibe. If any of you have already played Left 4 Dead, gives you that vibe of like, oh, they don't really hit that hard, but if it's multiple of them, they can hit very hard, and it starts to hurt, and you'll get stun locked and you get stuck. I got stuck a lot of times while playing, and it's very hard to get out of. But still working on the actual zombies, there actually is a couple of special zombies. You got some zombies that spit acid. You have some zombies that have literally an entire minigun on their head, and you have some zombies that can basically use a claw to reel you in and pull you away from the party and pretty much get a nice one-shot kill. You can be saved, but that timer goes by pretty quickly. So if you're playing solo and you get grabbed by these guys, that's almost an instant death. There's no escaping from it. Trust me, coming from somebody who's already died by them 3 different times. Now, there are plenty of weapons to utilize in this game, from LMGs to pistols to ARs and stuff like that. Now, one thing I can say is, granted this is closed beta, but some of the guns aren't balanced in a way, so I felt like the LMG and the AR was doing almost the same amount of damage. Like, I've got the same outcome. Using LMG, I was like, oh, okay, I thought it would be the more optimal experience to mow down all these zombies, but it just left me with a longer reload time, and as well as, but I also was able to utilize a lot of bullets to mow down those said zombies. So it definitely worked out in both ways. But I feel like using the AR is a little bit more optimal. It's very quick, very snappy, gets in and out. You don't got stuck not reloading when you got 6 to 7, 10 zombies literally on top of you at this point. So I want to talk about pretty much the main areas that you will be playing this game in. So you have 4 main modes: story, bounty, joint missions, and trials. Now, most of your time in Dead for Returns will be in the campaign mode, since that's pretty much the fastest way for your character to level up, to gain a little bit on the battle pass, which it will be free. It's called the Path of Maturity, and gain some of the other agents like Sonya, Olivia, and so on and so forth. Now, the bounty missions do act as the game's weekly instance dungeons, so definitely you can tag that by yourself solo, or you can have friends help you with, which I did a couple runs solo since it was very hard to get another match in the party matchmaking. So I don't know if the servers are full and I couldn't receive any partners, but there's 4 partners and it was just me. So most of the dungeons I did was just by myself, which, as you can already tell, the game isn't tailored to playing fully by yourself, since I still feel like when I'm by myself, there's way more enemies on the screen. And I feel like from there, which would be my biggest con with this game, is that it should definitely alternate in a way where, like, if you are a solo player, you have some type of way to be able to withstand the zombie horde, and if they get too overwhelming, it's not so bad. There is no difficulty on here. It's just pure already set to what is already at. So they're expecting you to have teammates when you are doing these dungeons. Like I said, if you're a solo player, this might suck and you might have to work a little bit extra harder like I did, but I was still able to actually defeat some of the zombies and actually beat some of the missions. But then that's when I get to joint missions, and it felt like that was 10 times harder than just a regular bounty mission. Now, the particular battle pass, which is called Path to Maturity, which is just simply a simple, very, very simple leveling system that allows your character to be able to level up, or for you able to receive certain in-game rewards throughout the game. And the layout is similar to a battle pass, but I didn't have to pay any money for it. It was completely free. All I had to do is mainly just play the game, which I really hope they bring that into the actual full early access or full release build of the game, because stuff like that needs to be carried on from there. The cards, which is basically specific passives that you can put onto your character and to make them much more stronger. You can get mini cards from just by playing the game, and it just works as just perks, which is probably very good, especially if you're going to be doing through raids or harder dungeons where you need to utilize specific cards to keep you alive, keep your team going, stuff like that. The actual specs you need to actually be able to properly perform and play this game: you need the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 or better. You must be running on Android 5.0 or newer, and at least have 4 gigs of storage space on your drive, bare minimum, which should be well more than enough so almost anybody can be able to play this game. But the game is set to release sometime within this year, hopefully around the summertime from what I've read. But Dead 4 Returns is actually a very nice survival shooter game. I've had a lot of fun playing this game, and I feel like this game has a lot of potential to be a nice zombie shooter. Survival, play with your friends, kill zombies, do what you need to do, and so on and so forth. There is leaderboards. You can definitely grind and play through enough of this can. So it definitely has a lot of potential, and I can't wait. What I want you to take away from this video is that this was just the first impressions of Deadfall Returns. Just be on the lookout. This should be at the of course TapTap's website. And if you want to download it, sure, you want to pre-register for it, you can definitely do it. It will be coming to Android. iOS is in the works, so for all my iOS users out there, don't feel discouraged. It will be one out for you guys as well, because I am on iPhone myself, so it definitely works in our favor. And if you guys want any more RPG-based games for news, guides, and gameplays on PC and mobile, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed today's quick video. I just wanted to talk to you about this new game that I've been playing on mobile thanks to TapTap. And I wanted to show it to you guys if you guys like zombie shooters. I hope so. I hope I got my zombie lovers out there as well. I love playing zombie-based games. It's been your host, Chaos DTV, here at Chaotic Inc. Signing out. Peace.
Manifest, I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, it raining plenty. Full-time job, still can never make a penny. I ain't rap